Take a look in my game face. Ain't no stopping me. You know I'm coming in first place. Well, stop it till I get that ring. I'ma dominate all day. No matter who you bring, I will not lose.
Yeah.
I will not lose.
I will not lose.
Yo, what up? It's your boy JJ Stone, aka Black Gritty. Welcome to another episode of Gritty Nights. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here because there's no basketball for Philadelphia. There's no football. The Flyers are on, though. You could be watching the Flyers, and the Phillies aren't doing a damn thing so far in the off season. So it is what it is. And I'm really excited about tonight because we won another game on Sunday. We did what we were supposed to do. We got the George W. And if I were a Chiefs fan, I would be celebrating the mediocrity of my quarterback and skating by with the last 7 games by win by 2 and 3 and 1. Oh, wait, that's not us. We actually been killing people lately. We just had a bad game. But if we were the Chiefs, because we didn't win no Super Bowls, we don't have a Super Bowl head coach. I know, I get it. I understand. But Jalen Hurts, oh, well, he's not a top 5 quarterback. He might not be a top 15. AJ Brown's upset. I mean, oh gosh. Didn't we win the game? I thought we won the game. Saquon Barkley broke Shady McCoy's record. The team has a record now of having to start the season with 9 straight wins, 3 years in a row. There is so much good stuff that happened in a terrible game on Sunday, and we can't enjoy it here in Philadelphia. And tonight, we're going to talk about the game first, and we're going to talk about the drama and all the stuff going on. But one thing I will not tolerate this week is blaming the media. I know it's the laziest thing in the world. Not because I'm part of the media. Hey, you're part of media too. If you've ever tweeted anything, posted anything, shared anything, you are everybody in the media now. We all got cell phones. But this week, nothing is to blame with the media. And I know everybody wants to talk about the radio and the TV and the national media. No, sir. The players themselves shot themselves. They Plexico burned themselves. And I don't hear nothing else about it. Not this week. I don't hear nothing about the media this week. It's a lazy take. But before we even talk about any of that, we're going to talk about the game on Sunday. Jason.
What up?
How you doing?
It was all good a week ago, right?
It was all good a week ago. For the Eagles,
Everybody.
for Jay-Z. I mean, it was all good for a whole lot of people. But you know who it was good for?
Who's that?
Harry. I see the jersey Harry's wearing. It was all good. See, look. Look, he ain't worn those 6 paraphernalia in 3 decades. Now look at it. He just all up in here. Last time I saw him in an MB, he was an infant. Now look at it.
I also been back on the creatine, I'll be honest. So that's another reason. Another reason I got it on.
The messages that MB played. It's like a Bigfoot sighting.
I know. Oh my God.
I mean, you know how they do like those news dumps on Friday? That's literally what that game was like. They did a news dump. They threw Embiid in there, and it is what it is. What's up, Moselle Fleming? I can confirm that I had the yellow spikes we got out of my personal space yesterday. That was embarrassing for him. Really weird thing. I now understand why college girls get a rape whistle, because sometimes white men don't want to listen when you ask them to not invade their personal space. I'm just saying, it was a delight for me to have to deal with a weirdo when I'm trying to have drinks and food with my friends and just live my life. But anyway, maybe we'll talk about that later.
Stay tuned.
Oh, I had time. I was sitting I was out there eating and drinking. I had nothing but free time to tweet. But don't nobody care about me, and don't nobody care about him. That's for damn sure. What we care about is what the real BG had to do and what he had to talk about. But we ain't even starting with that, because like I said, no more drama. Well, until middle of the show in our lives. Harry.
Yes, sir.
How was the game for you on Sunday?
I think it was needed. You know what I mean? I heard Bill Cardullo talk on WIP about if we won out this season, right, which he still might win out. We'll see what happens. But if we won out this season playing the way we were, right, we'd have to win like 17 games in a row to end up winning the Super Bowl. And I think I'd rather have these, regressions or whatever you want to call it, have these kind of hiccups to make us kind of realize, stay humble, you know what I mean, earlier before the playoffs start. So ultimately, it's a W. I don't think the issues are new, right? Passing offense, things like that. It's nothing new that we're worried about with this team, the kicking, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, kind of raise the alarms now a little bit before we have a few games left in the season and get it right for the playoffs. I'm trying to stay positive with it.
Jason, I think it was you that said Jalen Hurts is the worst person on the planet Earth and he deserves to be in jail for all time.
Wait, no, that wasn't me.
Oh,
No,
okay.
yeah.
My bad.
Sorry, that
more
wasn't me.
I was talking to somebody irrational. I was on Twitter, and then the people told me to lock him up.
How dare he have a bad game?
I mean, how dare he have a terrible game?
It was bad. Yeah, they're like, I'm not going to sugarcoat that.
Yeah.
He sucked.
Yeah, he had a terrible game,
Yeah.
and he still did enough to get you the win.
Yeah.
So, how are you feeling on Sunday after the game, besides exhausted and beat down like all of us were?
I was bored. The game was boring, right? Like nothing really happened. The Panthers had the ball for 8 minutes at a clip because the defense couldn't get third down stops because Thielen was cooking DeJean, taking him to school, welcoming him to the NFL.
White on white
White
crime.
on crime, damn it.
White on white crime.
And it was constant. You're like, oh my gosh.
Hey, I mean, it's my show, so I might have to say it. I'm like, he might like hitting brothers more than he does hitting others. I'm just saying, boy, he couldn't touch Thielen.
He's not used to it. He's not used to the wide receivers. You know
He
what I
was
mean?
like, he's like, oh, you from Iowa? Let me show you something about the Midwest, my boy. And he was out there working.
He was like, he's white. He's not fast. He's not fast. I'm good.
Yeah, you could tell they were missing Blankenship out there because the defense looked a little bit out of sorts with McCollum, who missed a few tackles here and there. And then when CJ went down and Maddox was out there, I'm like, oh Lord, these safeties are going to get this lead killed out here. And then, you know, the D line was disrupted, but they couldn't get sacks because I don't know if Bryce Young's too short to sack. I'm not sure what the reason was, but he looked good out there, man. He's been playing good for a couple of weeks. I think a lot of fans were unaware that the Panthers have been on the rise for the past couple of weeks, and it showed.
So the Panthers, number one, have been playing people to the nail. Again, they took the Chiefs to the wire, lost to them by 3. They're a championship caliber team.
Tampa by 3.
Tampa by 3. Nobody melted down and wanted to kick them out of any kind of race for the championship or MVP this or Super Bowl that. Nobody said anything about them.
It's only Philadelphia that happens
Only
to.
Philadelphia. Now it's a problem because the Philadelphia Eagles were they plus 12?
Yeah.
Didn't blow them out. So now we've got the problem. I mean, Young went the whole month without throwing an interception, but he threw one to the Eagles. We were down Blankenship. Y'all miss white chocolate now, huh? Y'all miss that late diving interception he gets out there for you.
Yep.
He is a force multiplier because you don't see him, but also you don't hear his name being called. So he's not getting beat all the time. That means he's out there doing the dirty work, getting the job done. CJ was a heat-seeking missile. My God, if you could just pick your head up slightly to see what you're hitting, you might survive the end of the season because he is just launching himself at people and getting dinged up. And then I got to give credit. I am an overweight, bald-headed, gap-tooth, not blind because I got laces. I can see 2015. I can see through the future. Other than that, I'm just an overweight dude on the internet with a crappy podcast. I done talked so much shit about mid-play Slay, and I don't know what happened, but that boy was eating his Wheaties. He was out there sticking and licking. He was hitting people this Sunday. I mean, the defense looked bad. They didn't do as well as they normally do. They still have the 16 points. But my goodness, I don't know what happened to Slay. He was giving up the body. He was hitting people.
You know what's funny about that, though, is that if Leggett makes that catch, then we're like, Slay got toasted again. This guy, oh my gosh.
I mean,
but
yeah,
he had that one hit where they showed it, and you could tell he hurt himself stopping the run. He came in and filled up on the edge, and it was a great tackle.
Oh, man, again, for him, that was explosive. I blame Harry for this game being the way it was. That weirdo that bet $3 million on the Eagles money line with a mediocre betting establishment. I feel like the call came down from on high. The refs never give us any calls ever. It's just embarrassing. It's weird. And that whole thing was weird and it became national media. It ain't Mattress Mac. This ain't the Super Bowl. Stop betting dumb like that. You bet $3 million to get $400. You almost deserve to lose that money, to be fair. Messing up for the rest of us.
Because it didn't have good odds. It's not like it paid well to bet the money line on that game. There's no way he earned a lot on that.
No, he made $444,000.
It's just not worth the risk.
No, it's not worth the national media. So, Harry, Jalen Hurts was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
How worried are you about Jalen Hurts' play the last 2 weeks? Again, beat the Ravens, but he only had 125 yards or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. And then this week, he had 117 yards, but net yards, he only had 90 or 88 or whatever it was. How nervous, bad, sick to your stomach are you feeling about Jalen's performance and his play potentially going forward?
again, there's a lot of positives about the team to kind of like use to kind of, shelter Jalen and make it seem like he can still lead us to the promised land. I still think he can, but I am nervous. I'm like, I don't know, maybe, 60-40, I believe 40. I'm nervous as hell, to be honest with you. I mean, at the end of the day, like I still don't see him making anticipatory throws, throwing guys open. I still don't see him kind of making those quick reads. I still see him not having the right pocket presence or pocket awareness. And AJ Brown's getting pissed, man. And AJ Brown, people, again, we'll talk about him, I'm sure, in a second. But at the end of the day, guys like him need the ball in their hands to make plays for us. We see what happens when AJ gets the ball. He makes big plays all the time. So ultimately, being 31st in the NFL in passing right now, I mean, that is scary. That is scary. At the end of the day, I need a guy that can make a big throw and a big play. And also, Jake Elliott is not that guy anymore, at least not for the foreseeable future until he kind of gets things right with his mind. And that's another issue that kind of goes towards Jalen, because Jalen needs to make sure he makes plays on third down, make sure that he gets us in a good field position for either short field goals or touchdowns, because I don't know if we can trust Jake with 50-yard field goals anymore. That was his bread and butter. So ultimately, I'm definitely, still leaning towards the positive, but it's, a lot of brewing nervousness for sure.
So before I go to you, Jason, Jake Frill, I don't know if I'm saying the last name, Jake
Friel.
Yeah, Frill. Are you on crack cocaine? Are you okay? Do I need to come do a home inspection for you? Not worried at all. Not worried at all. Not worried at all. Okay, Jason, go ahead. Hey, look, I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna let Jason go first. I'm gonna come back to you, Jake. We gonna. I'm having an intervention with you. We gonna talk. Go ahead, Jason.
Right. So you have to be concerned. It really seems like Hurts has been told not to turn the ball over since the bye week, right? Like to play it safe and be conservative. And now it looks like he's taken that to the extreme where he's so conservative that he's not pulling the trigger on open passes. And I don't know if he's being confused by the defenses, because I don't think that's the case. I'm not sure if it's setting the protections plus trying to read the defenses all at once, because it's his first year doing that. That's causing confusion for him. But he's definitely not playing with that easy rhythm. And then there's a lot of plays where the receivers are not open also. I know we only see the plays on TV where they are open, but sometimes those still shots lie, right? When he hits the back of his drop and then they show the still shot later and Mark Sanchez is telling us how to play quarterback, it's not always the same. It's not the same view. It's not all the same stuff. That being said, there were some easy throws in that game that Jalen just turned down for no reason that I don't know the why.
All right, Jake. From State Farm, you sound hideous. I don't think that you fully understand what you saw on Sunday, bro. I love Jalen Hurts. Let me start with that. Jalen Hurts is a good man. He's a good human being. He's a good player. He's a good teammate. He is a great individual. Jalen Hurts is my quarterback. Okay? Now, I know when you clip it, you're going to cut that part out. So let me just say, he played like absolute garbage.
Yes.
Young outplayed him. Young was pressured 4 times as much as Jalen was and gave up 1 sack. Jalen gave up 4 sacks on 9 pressures, almost 50%. And it makes you feel like the O-line didn't play good. But when you look at the numbers of it, my God, you
4
don't
seconds, right?
4 seconds. You don't believe me. You don't believe your eyes. Go to Fran Duffy on Twitter at F Duffy NFL and watch the breakdowns of the all 22, and you will see with your own 2 eyes. He was missing people wide open, wasn't even looking at him, but then he goes and makes a wonderful play where he looks at A.J. Brown, coverage underneath, double coverage over top. He goes to Calcaterra covered. He comes all the way over to Dotson, who's covered. And then he sees Devontae Smith sitting on the sideline, smooth walking backwards, and hits him with a dart. And I'm like, how can you do that and miss a slant to AJ and miss a corner out to AJ and miss another slant for a touchdown? Now, mind you, he also scored 2 touchdowns, ran in a touchdown, and he's part of the reason you win the game because you didn't have turnovers. But my God, a sack is just as bad as a missed kick sometimes when you're giving up 7 yards on second down. Saquon Barkley isn't Jesus. I know we call him Superman, but he has to walk and or run because he can't fly 14 freaking yards for a first down. So Jalen Hurts is playing scared because they're telling him, don't turn the ball over. You can see it. He's clutching the ball. Before, remember, he wouldn't throw the ball away. At least now he's throwing the ball away. He's throwing it in the dirt. But my God, you got to let this bitch rip because sometimes you're going to throw a pick. But A.J. Brown, double, triple covered, somehow comes down with these balls. You've got to give one of the top 3 receivers in the game a chance to get the ball. Jake, stop doing drugs, okay? You all right? I learned it from watching you. You got me all flustered, Jake, because I love Jalen Hurts. But on Sunday, man, that looked really bad. And again, on the couch, I'm sitting here saying all this stuff and people yelling at me. But like I said, go check out Fran Duffy. He's out there doing The yeoman's work, holding on to the ball too long. What did Harry say? Harry said we are 31st in passing offense.
Yeah.
Tell me what fucking team in the last 4,000 Super Bowls has won being the last place team in passing. Tell me when it even got to an NFC Championship game before 1944. I mean, after 1944. It doesn't happen, bro. So, I mean, my goodness, Jake. Get yourself together. I'll take you to an AA meeting. We're going to get you clean. I'm not going to let a fan of mine, a contributor to this show, be addicted to crack cocaine. I won't do it. Now,
you can tell that Jalen's stuck in his head too, because against Baltimore, when they started going up tempo and Jalen's out there just calling plays and rocking and rolling, he gets in this quick rhythm and it happens real fast where all of a sudden you're like, this is the quarterback that I remember. But then this Panthers game was played at a slow pace, right? There was no tempo to it because the Panthers had the ball so long. So the Eagles were trying to also slow it down to give the defense a rest. And then Jalen's out there with too much time almost, which sounds so stupid, right? That the quarterback had too much time to find somebody open. That's not a real thing. So I don't know why they didn't adjust and go a little bit tempo there either, but it just, he's got to do better.
Harry, when's the last time you remember seeing Jalen Hurts scramble and make a pass play? You can't think of one.
I can. I mean, the closest thing I can think of is the third down to Goddard, and it was not even really a scramble. It was just a slight little roll. And honestly, can you even call those little rolls? Because he's always just deviating out of the pocket anyway. So
what's your question, Jason?
When's the last time you remember them hitting a deep pass?
Oh, my God. Great question.
The one to Devontae Smith that the first pass went into the stands and everybody was like, oh, that was a terrible pass. And then they hit him on the next play. And that was
weeks ago,
3 weeks ago.
Right? Like they're not even taking the shots anymore.
No. And again, when you're doing it against lesser opponents, that was the game where you should have took the shots. The Ravens actually is the team you should have took the shots against because they're terrible at pass defense. So
I think that's kind of a fake number with that Ravens thing, though. That's because the Ravens are up big a lot. So you have to pass on them.
It is that, and they've got injuries.
Right. Yeah,
they've had injuries, and people are coming back. So the only caveat of me saying that Jalen played like trash that I will give is when you ask A.J. Brown what's wrong, and he says passing, and you ask Devontae Smith, who is just skating by with the fact that he said we're not on the same page, because everybody just wants to hate A.J. so much, they just jump on anything A.J. said. You know, Devontae made a statement too. He said we're not on the same page. Well, they've only had 3 games this season where Goddard, AJ, and Smitty have been on the field.
Yep.
One's been out for 2 games. Now, AJ's been there most of the season, but he was out those 2 games for his 2 losses. And Smitty's been in and out throughout the season, and so has Goddard, because Goddard's always hurt. And so when they said they're not on the same page, imagine going 2 weeks without Smitty out there, and you've got Dotson, and you're throwing to this Wilson guy, and they are bargain basement wide receivers.
They stink.
That is the yes.
Like we have 2 receivers on the field at one time that are viable NFL receivers.
So I will give him that caveat and that credit of why when they say we're not on the same page, we're not clicking, we got to get it together. That's something. But Jalen's fear to throw the ball is all on him. I don't want to hear about Kellen Moore and his play calling. I know Nick Sirianni scripts the first 15 and they're trash, but my goodness, there were 2 plays in that first 15 where AJ was wide open and you didn't hit him. And you can miss one of them. My favorite thing is like, well, every other team misses plays. And yes, unless you're playing for like the Rams where you don't have a fan base, most teams complain. Go listen to Dallas radio and listen to what they say about what's the quarterback? Oh, whack ass Dak. They talk a lot of shit about Dak. Go and listen to Pittsburgh Steelers radio. Mike Tomlin, never lose a season. Mediocre Mike. They're 10 and whatever right now, and half their city doesn't believe in them. They don't believe in Mr. Unlimited Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? So we're not the only ones critiquing, complaining, being upset. And to add on top of it all, I respect you 2 immensely. I don't think you're great people, by the way, but I respect you, Jason, and you, Harry, for the simple fact that neither one of you in the first 20 minutes of this segment said one single thing about the freaking collapse last year and how bad this game looked like to remind us of how that felt. A win is a win. All year long, we've been afraid of having this feeling.
Mm-hmm. That's why everybody panicked.
And this Sunday, we had that feeling. We all sat there at the end of that game and felt sick to our stomach. Fast forward to the interviews afterwards, you're like, oh, no, baby. And then you get to last night, and the real BG, Brandon Graham, unprovoked, Unquestioned. They literally said, "Hey, you want some ice cream?" And he said, "Shut up, bitch. I gotta talk about my quarterback and AJ Brown." And everybody like, well, okay, you got something on your mind, baby. Let it off. And he did. And he said it very plainly. He said it very calmly. I believe that there's a huge caveat of truth to that. But I also think that, again, like I said earlier, me and Harry are friends. I've known his brother long, and I've known Harry. But me and Harry be fighting in the text messages, in the tweet. Sometimes I had to call Harry like, "Yo, bitch, I don't hate you, right? Because when you reading this and you getting mad, like because the communication can be off." Me and Jason, we be on Facebook, and you would have thought it was the Taliban coming to arrest me. I'm like,
7 comments underneath one post.
I mean,
Yeah.
people will come in there like, "Yo, is y'all fighting in the parking lot after school today?" And we grown men, mind you, we 30 years old, and people worried about us.
30,
So
yeah, stick with that.
yeah, friends fight, friends have arguments, friends have disagreements. So Brandon Graham saying what he said could be true without them not being best friends, or "You're not going to be the godfather to my child anymore because you didn't throw me the ball." I just saw videos of them doing Jackson 5 and Fresh Prince dances and sing-alongs in the locker room, and doing the so. I know that they're together. I know that they're a team, but sometimes you have to air it out and hash it out. And I personally feel that Brandon Graham was like, "I can't do what I did last year. Last year, every week, I got tired of hearing Brandon Graham. We're going to get it together. We know what we're going to do. We're going to get it together. We know what we're going to do. We're together. We're together. We're together." This year, he said, "Yo, we need to talk about this. We need to hash this out. We need to clear the air." And then he had to backtrack it today.
His backtrack was so bad, too. It's like, he was like, I thought I knew, but I didn't know, but maybe they're friends, and I don't really know a lot about friendship. And you're like, what? Bro, that's just words.
And did you hear, Harry, did you hear Nick Sirianni?
No, I didn't.
So Nick Sirianni said, "You guys don't know outside." I'm like, right, we don't. But we just heard AJ, Smitty, Jalen Hurts, and then the bombshell from Brandon. We don't know. But a lot of people in there that know been talking.
Said they eat lunch together, though.
But he said they eat lunch together every day. Now, one thing I know for sure that he also said is they pray together. Now, that's something that, again, I'm telling you for a fact that friends can argue and have problems. It doesn't mean you don't love the person. It doesn't mean you don't wish them well. It doesn't mean before you step out on that field of battle, you don't say, "Hey, dog, I know you didn't leave me a brownie last night, but I don't want nobody breaking your leg. Let's pray to the Lord that we get through this thing healthy and safe." And that's what they do because they're brothers, because they're friends, and they're teammates. So am I worried about that part of it? No. Am I worried about Jalen Hurts getting himself together? Yes, I am. Because this week is the last true test, again, to what Harry said earlier, going through this last run of games. Like, you can win all the games, but if you're playing mediocre teams, you go into the playoffs and you might get hit with a buzzsaw. So they need to go out there and beat the Steelers, or they need to go out there and play the Steelers well. Harry, are you worried about AJ Brown? We did 23 minutes. We broke the 20-minute barrier like we said we would before we talk about drama. Do you feel worried about the relationship between AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts?
No, I don't. Like, I think everything you said is right. Honestly, I think it's on Jalen. I mean, AJ Brown, has his moments of like the kind of low key diva comments every now and then, and that's what it is. And like you said, I think it's time to air stuff out. Like he said, at the end of the day, I mean, they know what the issue is with the team. The team knows what the issue is. He's just said what the issue is. That's all it was to him in his mind, probably. I don't think it was like blatant shots. He's like, it's passing. And he obviously is a little frustrated, so he's going to say it kind of bluntly like that in one word. But ultimately, I don't think he's trying to be a diva. I think he's just like, yo, like, this is frustration. This is true frustration because I'm an elite player. And when I get the ball in a slant, I take it for 15 yards every time. So get me the ball. So I'm not worried about the relationship. I'm just worried about, like, Jalen Brown not being scared to turn it over and making a play here and there. That's really what it is.
So before I let you go, Jason, let me go and because I'll be talking and I'll be looking at the comments. This comment right here. Let me just ask everybody a regular question real quick. Is it just me, or does this guy flash way more than Goddard has this year? Like, whether he's getting the ball or not, I see him opening flats, and I'm like, oh, throw the ball. Boom, he gets the ball. I see him on the touchdown. I'm like, oh, he gets the ball.
Yeah. He can't block, though.
He can't. I'm not talking about blocking.
I know,
I
but
said flash.
It's important, though.
I know.
Answer
my question. I said
Yeah.
flash.
Goddard's
like
brittle.
He's flashing more than Goddard. That's all.
Goddard's a brittle body guy, and Calcaterra is an
I'm
energy
Goddard.
guy.
Yeah. Okay. Now, now he can't block. See,
He's elite tight end.
Oh God. Okay. Sure. Parks.
Like, I got 10,000 views on that.
Oh, you sure did. My boy
I was
Flip
like,
Flops
what
out there
happened?
giving
Right, like-
blessings. You know what I mean? He giving blessings every week. He says it. So I do like Calcaterra, but again, like Jay said, he can't block. But I'm trying to
Good second
look
tight
past
end.
that.
Really good second tight
Yeah,
end.
it's really good second tight end, and we need a first tight end.
Yeah.
So Jason, are you worried about Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown's relationship?
So no, I really don't care if their friends are like each other, right? They just got to play on the field. And right now, AJ Brown's still on pace for 1,100 yards, even though he missed 3 games, which I was looking it up. They said that's 1,400 yards if he played the whole season. So he's still elite producing. It's just on way less targets this year because we're running the ball so much. So I really don't care if they like each other. AJ Brown's just an elite alpha apex predator competitor out there, and he wants the damn ball, right? And when things are going bad, he knows he can fix it. He's the solution when things are going bad, and he knows that. There's nobody that can cover him, especially on the Panthers. There's nobody that can cover him. So anytime he's open and not getting the ball, he's cool with it when things are going good. But when things are going bad, he's going to want the ball because he knows that he is the ultimate solution to all the problems.
So again, you might have put this up right. I'm just going to run back to this. You're right. He is looking at the rush. He is worried about it. Again, it's all bringing back to him not wanting to turn the ball over. But again, these sacks are sometimes just as bad as a turnover. So he's got to let it rip. And I've touched on it briefly. I'm not putting any of this on the Kellen Moore and his play calling because he's calling plays that are getting guys wide open and Jalen's not hitting them. And if you don't see 1 or 2, that's fine. But when you don't see 1 or 2 and you only throw the ball 22 times a game, it's a huge magnifying problem. Also, maybe don't call back-to-back QB runs up the middle. Like where's the play action rollout run so you can get Lane Johnson out there pushing the line or something like that? You just keep running this guy up the middle, expecting him to break ankles all the time. And you've got to pass the ball to help Saquon.
Yep.
Saquon is doing yeoman's work when we don't pass the ball. And again, I'm not one of these idiots. I said run the ball. We've been saying run the ball for 3 years. We mean run the ball so you don't pass it 55 times. We don't mean run the ball 99% of the plays. And also I saw a comment from this woman here. And you know what, Kate? I don't hear nothing you got to say about Jalen Hurts, because if I hear one more comparison between Hurts and Josh Allen when their numbers are so similar, but you know what's not similar? There's 2 things that are not similar about your quarterback, which I'll talk about later on tonight, and Jalen Hurts. The eye test tells you when you watch Josh Allen, that's a Madden player. He looked like a guy playing rookie Madden against a 4-year-old with an unplugged controller. That dude's working it, okay? Yeah. But then when I look at Jalen Hurts, you know what I see? A whole bunch of George W's. Okay? To the Rams. So I mean, I know that Josh Allen is sexy. I know I say it all the time. He's a supermodel, and Jalen's a plus size model. And I tell you what, I take a plus size model home any day of the week because I get that George W. So go ahead, get out of my face, Kate. I'll talk about your little Buffalo Bills later on because we are Buffalo Bills' third story household here with the Buffalo Mafia. So we're obligated to talk about it. Her quarterback make his. Don't re-put that up there. Get on screen now. Focus now.
Yeah.
So
back to this real quick though. This was the weirdest play of the whole game when Hurts slid like that to take that loss for no reason. It was a key part of the game too. Like, bro, what was that? It was like he had no idea about the game situation. Then he took a delay of game after they got the first down to make up for it. He takes a delay of game.
He probably had an intrusive thought to throw a pick, and he was just like, go down, just don't do it.
I don't want to take the blame. Like,
exactly.
Because you had a bad day.
Yeah.
Take it one down, sing a sad song, just a whatever. Like, it was bad. It was bad. But like I said, the defense, they missed Blankenship, so you can talk about why you talk about all you want to. There were a lot of missed tackles by the defense. They held their own. Jalen Carter gets held on every single play, and it is maddening. That run that Young had where he scrambled out of the end zone, I mean, that was marvelous work by him. He was scooting and booting, boy. He must got a new girlfriend because he's been playing so well. He ain't worried about the girl that Maxie took no more. He has a new girlfriend, and all the dummies that wanted to have him traded before the trade deadline because he's a bust. Well, guess what? He's starting to figure it out. And again, you feel bad or annoyed about it, but you're like, hey, they've been playing well against everybody.
Yeah.
So it's not just like the Eagles. I know it feels like it's us, but they've been playing well against everybody. So it is what it is. And we just gotta get together.
Also, you add in where that game was in the schedule, right? After a big road win in Baltimore with Pittsburgh coming up, that game is, a typical trap game. And the Eagles still ended up getting the win, which is usually that's a game old historic Eagles would lose. Where you're sure you're like, it's just the Panthers. All of a sudden you're like, what? Like Arizona last year, like all that shit where you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Yeah, good point.
So it's not a big deal. It literally trap game. Like you talk about trap game all you want to, but it was that, but we still won the game. So getting the George W is what matters most. And I just can't be totally upset with anything. But T.O. chimed in after Donovan McNabb made his statements about, you still got to work together. And T.O. made a great point. He's like, look, we didn't like each other in the Super Bowl. He still threw me the ball. I had 150 yards, and that's all true. That's all that you can ask for. But I don't even think that we're that far gone with these two. Remember that T.O. and McNabb were fighting on the field that season. They were having arguments on the field, so much so that they had a little fake fight celebration going on afterwards. So, I mean, we're not in a terrible spot. We have to go out here and play Pittsburgh well. The Steelers are going to probably be without Pickens. That's a huge thing for us. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to play something real quick. I'm just loading up here.
I mean, last time AJ played the Steelers, he had 3 touchdowns. So let's hope that replays itself. That history repeats, right?
Yes, let's hope the history repeats. So, I'm not really a
we got to play this video.
We do. Because
take note of what you notice. There's a key factor in all the fans they show.
So for oh wow,
just
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but I appreciate you saying
it's just there.
So this is from Crossing Broad. I usually don't go there that much to talk about stuff, but they do a great job of talking to people after the game, and I'm sure that there's a selection process of what gets aired and what doesn't. So this is a montage of people not very happy about the results of the game, which nobody was. But they had some choice words. So let's just listen to the fans.
Carolina Panthers suck! I don't know why we're struggling with Carolina. They suck. They won 2-15 last year.
We should have fucking killed them.
It was it's an okay. And then it was like, ooh, we won. Woo!
Jalen Hurts is not the answer.
Is that who we're putting on right now?
We have a #1 defense, running back. Jalen Hurts is not the answer.
Big time win. Hurts balling out. Psych, he didn't do anything.
I think we should get a new quarterback. Maybe draft like Jackson Dart or like Jalen Milrow.
Why is Brown not getting enough touches?
You got to include A.J. Brown, man.
I would not let Nick Sirianni come to the game within the first half because then he couldn't call the first set of plays. He can let Kellen Moore just run Saquon Barkley the entire time, and we would win the game within the first half.
We got to run the ball.
I will say that out of this montage, the gentleman you just heard speak about Nick Sirianni is wearing a Swoops mask, and it is a poor Swoops mask. But hey, that's a Swoops mask.
It's okay if mine's not movie quality.
He's the most normal sounding person too. If you didn't,
That's why I stopped the video to say for the audio listeners, this man had a Swoops mask on a helmet, basically, and he was the most rational, reasonable person with a tape. And this whole video, I continue.
I don't know what we're doing. Why 2nd and 1? Run the freaking football. What would you do differently if you coached?
I would give Saquon the ball every time, and I would pass to A.J. Brown when he opens.
It's that easy, Nick Sirianni.
The Eagles should have won by more. I'm disappointed.
12.5-point favorites. You got to smack these dudes.
They're just jerking around.
Stop
That guy's
jerking around.
Have beat the teams you need to beat.
Still Super Bowl hopes?
Oh, absolutely.
At the end of the day, we're all fucking delusional.
We go to the bowl.
Give me victory swing.
Go Birds, baby. Never in doubt.
Miss, it's hard to win in this league. True or false?
So true.
It's hard to win in this league. True or false?
True.
But a win is a win, isn't it?
Win's always a win.
It's the last night of the Eras tour, so I'm looking forward to getting home and live streaming that. But the Birds are great. Go Birds. Taylor's an Eagles fan. Go Birds.
She's not anymore.
So technically not anymore.
Right, but that's okay.
So for the audio listeners, of that clip, let's play a game. How many of the people in that clip do you think were not of the Caucasian persuasion? I'll answer it for you, Jason. How many was it?
They were exciting whites.
They were all exciting whites. Does Crossing Broad not know what a person with a tan looks like? I mean, my goodness, bro. Like it was straight mayo sandwiches after mayo sandwiches with some Swiss cheese on that bitch. Can I get some bro?
Some cream cheese on that bitch.
Ooh, something. Can I get a little flavor? You know what I mean? All salt, no pepper. Ain't a shit piece of cayenne in that whole lineup that they just had. Way too spicy. I'm just like, my good. They even had little mayos out there. All the children's getting involved. I'm like, come on, Crossing Broad. I know black people ain't got money to dispose of like that lately. I mean, we out here trying to conserve. We got new presidents, so we out here watching our pockets. But there wasn't one person with a tan at the game. You could have got me one of them tan Italian South Philly girls. I feel better about it. I mean, it was straight mayonnaise up in there in that interview lineup. So my goodness, let's do better, Crossing Broad. Let's do better. But I played that because someone on Twitter was talking to me about how bad our fan base is, and the media is so bad, and the media focuses on the negative, and the fans are negative. I personally don't care what the fans say or how they feel, because they have a right to feel that way, because they pay thousands of dollars and fly all over the country and now all over the world to support the Philadelphia Eagles. So they care. I'd much rather have to deal with a crazy fan that says something outlandish about Joel Embiid than a Rams fan who couldn't tell me who the tight end was for the last 5 years or week or month. They could be standing at the bar next to a player and not even know who he is.
Higbee's the tight end from the Rams.
Okay, well, thanks, Jason, for giving out the huge clues of the day. But I mean, I just care that our fans care. So I know that some people get crazy. I know some people get wild. Again, the whole exciting whites lineup right there. Nobody had one positive thing to say. After a game like that, you know what? They've also been drinking. They've been sitting out in the cold all day, and they watched their team, who they thought were going to blow a team out, act crazy. And what you said, Jason, earlier, a lot of people are only focused on the Eagles.
Right.
So they don't know that the Panthers played well the last month. They don't know that Bryce Young hasn't thrown no interception in a month, and he almost beat the Chiefs, and he almost beat whoever else we talked about. So they don't know, but we know. So I let the fans do what they got to do, and it is what it is. So before we talk about the Steelers, we talked about the drama. Let's just dip into it. Joel Embiid played on Sunday.
He did?
He did. And I wanted no parts of the game live. Did you watch it live, Harry, or did you watch a football game?
I watched football.
Did you did you try to rewatch the game?
I watched some clips and some highlights and looked at all the stats and everything. Yeah, I was excited about the wins.
So, Jason, did you watch the game?
Not a minute.
Okay, cool. Did you rewatch the game?
No, not even a second. Didn't even see a clip on Twitter somehow. I knew he played, but not even a clip.
I'm the only one out here doing research for my job and responsibility. And let me tell you, it made me sick how good Joel Embiid looked. There was one play where he came down like Kung Fu Jones, kicking his leg up in the air, kicking his other leg up in the air. He was out there juking. And I'm like, so you've been ramping up for this? You've been ramping up for this? You just jumped out of the moon and landed on both legs and ain't break. So it's not your knees. To which Joel said, he's been messed up emotionally, mentally, whatever.
Me too, man. Me too.
Now, mental health awareness and all the things that come with that are real. They're players, they're human beings, and they go through trials and tribulations just like everyone else. But I'm going to say this from a place of personal experience, and you two could acknowledge this. Actually, if you don't know me, go to my Twitter yesterday, and you too will know. When I have time, I could care less about what you say to me. I could care less about what you throw at me. Like I said, I start all conversations sometimes, point out the fact I got a gap tooth, I'm bald, and I'm overweight. I don't care. You can sit there and call me a fat fuck all day. It matters not to me. You can tell me I'm terrible at this podcast. You can tell me I'm terrible about sports. You can say anything about me you want to that doesn't involve me bothering children or animals. Other than that, I can care less what you say, okay? Because I talk a whole lot of shit. I talk a lot of shit. So I personally don't care when somebody says it to me, because half the time when I'm talking, I'm just being funny. You know what I mean? I said white on white crime earlier. I'm just joking. You know what I mean? Like, I make jokes. Joel Embiid has trolled too many people for too long for him to sit there and tell me about his emotional, mental state. I've seen you make fun of people. I've seen you embarrass grown men on the court. I've seen you torment people for a decade, and half of that decade you were on a bench. So you telling me you got mental health and you're sad about what? The $2 billion extension you got on a bum leg that nobody seems to care, so they gave you an extension anyway? The beautiful super IG model that you got, the healthy son that you have, a team that caters to you beyond catering and doesn't question you? Bro. You, Joel Embiid, can take that mental health issue and find a therapist and shut all the fuck way up about it. I don't want to hear nothing about his mental health, because apparently that's what it was, because he was out there, like I said, karate, kung fu, grip kicking, and I'm like, dude, oh shit. Like, he looks so good, it made me angry. And I'm probably glad y'all didn't watch it, because if you watched it, it will make you angry he plays so well. And you're like, why aren't you playing basketball, bro? Right. Just play. All we're asking you to do is play basketball. That's it. So that's it. Y'all didn't watch it. Y'all didn't see it. He had 31 points. He balled out. And, hopefully this rest, he also gets a week off, because they were nowhere in any shape and contention for this NBA Cup that we all agree now is stupid and nobody cares about it. And it's weird. And the courts are trash. So that's the 76ers. Jared McCain is still balling off the bench. How are you feeling about the coach, Harry?
I mean, I'm not gonna bail on Nick Nurse. I've seen the track record and where he's come. Again, he came from G League and championship to winning the Raptors to I believe in him. And again, I still think he says, I don't know, he probably politics more than I expected he would, honestly, at press conferences and stuff. But I'm still gonna ride with him, because honestly, again, like, this is the season with the weirdness and all this stuff going on that I want to give him a little bit of leeway. But yeah, I mean, whatever. What else are we gonna do? I'm riding with Nick Nurse.
Yeah, Jason.
Is Kyle Lowry still getting crunch time minutes?
Bro,
Nick Nurse sucks. That's all. As long as that's still happening, and the leads that the Sixers build always seem to go away when Kyle Lowry gets extended run in a fourth quarter, then I don't need to see anything else, right? Until that changes, because it's such a simple thing. Once again, we talk about trust your eyes when you're watching the Eagles. When you're watching the Sixers, it's pretty clear what's happening out there, right? So how come the coach doesn't see it?
So I want to like Nick Nurse so much, but he's out there doing what the other guy did. What's his name, Jason?
Mr. Rivers.
Mr. Rivers. Mr. Rivers playing his old buddy players over young stars and overusing them, and then deflecting in the press conferences. Now, again, he can't control Joel Embiid playing, but maybe if you had more of a spine and said something, one or two things are going to happen. The organization is going to fire you, which, hey, enjoy your free paycheck, bro. Or you're going to light a fire underneath your guy, or you're going to ostracize him. At some point, you got to do something. Because just sitting there twiddling your thumbs and not having an answer or an explanation for anything makes you look stupid as a head coach. And then I feel like you're stupid. And then I go look at the gameplay, to which they both just said, and I'm like, bro, why is he out there on the court? And why are you blowing these leads? And why isn't Jared McCain out there on the court with Maxey? I know they can't play defense, but they sure as fuck can play offense. I'm sorry I'm cussing tonight.
Sorry,
I'm super annoyed.
You're allowed to be.
I'm super annoyed.
And they need to learn how to play together when it matters, because they're the two we need closing out the game when it matters. If they make the play-in game at this point, that's what we got to hope for, right?
Exactly. That's what has to happen for us, and that's the thing that matters the most, because they do have to play together. Also, last night, I can't find the clip of it, but the Dallas Cowboys lost to.
There it is.
Yes,
just scrolled.
I did.
What's he doing?
Hold on, I'm trying to get to the other one. They lost to the Cincinnati Bengals, and it was one of the better things I've ever seen in my entire.
Micah Parsons is going through it.
Micah Parsons is going through it, and for anybody who says they want Micah Parsons to be,
I don't anymore.
He's a loser.
On our team as our coach. Look at this man.
So yeah, anybody not watching, he's pouting on the bench. He's lost and confused, right? He's about to cry.
He's saying, "How?
God.
How are we losing?"
He's trying to get a movie deal or something for Hollywood. I think that's what he's doing.
Yes,
that's crazy.
The
Drama.
Better. And then what did he do?
He walked off.
Do you know who else walks off like this, Harry?
Antonio Brown.
Tom Brady.
Antonio Brown is what I was thinking of.
Man, I see.
Losers.
I gave Harry an alley-oop and he ain't taking.
What do you mean?
It's all right. LeBron James, he be mad. He's
true. Yeah, I mean, hey.
No. It's too late. Don't all true me now, Harry. I gave you
you said
a layup, Harry. I gave you a chance.
LeBron James.
And just like Jordan, you quit on me, baby.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back for another three-peat.
Yeah, you might need to come back and try to take over another franchise and get them to a playoff game. But anyway,
now you threw him alley oop and then leg sweeped him while he looked up at it. That was messed up.
When I looked at him, like, oh, he LeBron, and he just walking off the game. We got because LeBron, like, literally, like there'll be 10 seconds. LeBron James walked on the court. I'm like, bro, there's 8 seconds left. And the other team's just holding the ball. Like we're complaining about something that doesn't matter. But yeah, so that was just embarrassing. They're a dumpster fire. That makes me happy in life. And golly gee willikers, we are living in a time. The Flyers did win 5-3, and life is good. We we're doing big things. We're semi-happy about stuff. And this too. We saw one of the better celebrations. The Vikings did white chicks.
Yeah, it was a good one.
And I mean, it was amazing. I can't play the audio because it's from they have the audio, real audio from the movie on there, and I'll probably take this down on YouTube. But everybody knows the white chick celebration.
Did you see Jamar Chase's celebration last night too?
Yeah.
The half gritty, and then he had to get wound back up.
Yeah.
By T. Higgins.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good. I mean, these celebrations are getting like, but this one though, I mean, I'm just saying that one is just the accuracy.
They got more time to practice for celebrations than I realized, honestly, because they be getting this stuff on point. This is the whole dance, like, geez.
So hopefully there's no like porn in my saves on my.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, don't you watch this? Don't look at me. Nobody look at me. Oh, there's a soup recipe.
Look away.
So this is them practicing it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I would have never shared my history.
Yeah, so I'm a wild boy. Some of y'all might see some of these in some of my future memes. Dig deep into my screen. But anyway, they're practicing, and I think they said that they spent like a half hour doing it after talking about it on the phone, and they just watched the clip over and over again, and then they came in and did it for half an hour till they like nailed it. But they were excited, like little kids, when they finally nailed it. So good for them. That was fun. Minnesota is going to bother people in the postseason because we don't talk about them. Yeah. So
they have to sign Darnold, right?
I think Darnold's good, man. I think he's legitimately good. He's only 27.
Let's talk about the league, and let's start with Kate's Buffalo Bills first. Okay, nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. And Josh Allen is your league-leading MVP front runner. He played the other game where he threw a pass, caught a pass, which is bullshit because it was just a lateral back to him, and then he ran it. Whoop-de-doo, not a big deal. They act like he caught a pass for 40 yards. But I don't know. When Jalen gets a tush push, nobody gives a shit. But he catches the ball and gets a 3-yard touchdown, and it's all he caught a pass, okay? He caught a lateral. He's only a player in NFL history to run for one, catch one, pass one, Scooby snack one. I believe, and I hear you, Kate. I hear you. But he also went out there and lost a shootout.
He balled out
to the Rams. What do you have? 17 touchdowns?
He had 3 passing, 3 running,
first ever
yards, or 342, 81 yards.
Highest fantasy game of all time. But beat Mike Vick. He got 51.8 or something like that.
So first of all, let me say that, Harry. You just said that. I'm sitting there like, they had fantasy football back in 1933.
I know they had Randall Cunningham was in the top 10. I was like, what the hell is going on?
They were like fantasy back. He's been the most fantasy since 1944. I'm like,
my dad was saying he used to have to do newspaper, get the stats, and guys were calling him at work trying to make trades and stuff. I'm like, yeah, they've been doing this for a minute. I don't even know.
I mean, that's wild. Since 1950 cases. Here with your little stats. I was close enough.
You just plug the stats in. You can fake the points.
Close
exactly.
But he is, again, like I said earlier, the eye test, he is balling out of control, and they're doing so well with their addition by subtraction, but they can't lose games like that.
Well, their coach constantly puts them in bad spots. He killed them at the end of that game.
He sure did.
Burning that timeout after that QB sneak. Brady was killing him for it. First time Brady's been good on the mic the whole season because he was dead right.
Because he was mad. He was mad about it. So the Buffalo Bills can't afford to lose these games because there's only one seed now, so that part of it doesn't matter. But the rest of the seeding matters, and when they play the Chiefs matters because, you kind of either, to be honest with you, which one do you think's better? Playing the Chiefs super early, like what if you were a wild card team and you had to play them in the first game, or do you want to see them in the championship game?
Early,
yeah. Kate, get in here. Make yourself
didn't the Titans almost beat them a few years ago? And the Titans were good.
Paragraph up there. Get that out of here. You want to see the Chiefs early or late? Which would you prefer?
Never is the correct answer.
No.
I don't.
In the regular season only. In the regular season.
You're going to get this spinach. There's only two options. It is what it is. So for me, also, I'm thinking early.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to have to go to Arrowhead with that weather. And I know Buffalo deals with the snow too, but Arrowhead snow and ref snow in Arrowhead is just a problem. So yes, much rather see him earlier. So I'm sitting there saying like, well, then maybe I might want to lose like 4 games. Like, go ahead and let Pittsburgh take the 2nd seed in the AFC, and you take the 3rd seed, so you could potentially see them early. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you want to see them in a championship game. I don't know if you want to have to go up against the league and the league saying, well, there's only one more game to get the Chiefs into the Super Bowl. We might as well just let them in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you get them early and you play them straight up and you get a lead and you just stop hitting them late and stop letting them cheat, stop letting them hold. And all the Chiefs do is hold.
Yeah, every play.
Sorry for yelling. I yelled. I talk about somebody yelling in their show. I shouldn't yell. But.
People used to get on Lane Johnson for how he steps early, but the Chiefs right tackle Taylor, that guy is moving way before, like he's in motion. They don't even call it anymore.
The
they
game's
just
at 1 o'clock on Sunday. He's moving at 2:30 on Saturday. Absolutely insane. So that's the Buffalo Bills. They look really good. Josh Allen is Josh Allen. 17,000 touchdowns. He's throwing and catching and running. And
scooping. The most annoying thing about that game was that afterwards the national guys were like, the Eagles need to worry about the Rams. Like, bro, we just smoked the Rams.
Yeah, what?
Go somewhere with that nonsense. Want to hear that shit?
Our defense is good.
And my favorite thing about that is that even though we say, like I say all the time, Jalen Hurts has beat all your favorite quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He's beat all your favorite quarterbacks' defenses, and your favorite quarterback can't beat our defense. So that's really how that works. And the Rams can't handle us. Do you know why? Because we have Quintanilla Bay and they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
We have Quintanilla Bay and they don't. And so even with Bryce Young, you lose a whole half of the field. Yep. So now let's move on to the Minnesota Vikings, because nobody talks about the Minnesota Vikings. I don't care about the Lions. You know about the Lions. Fuck the Lions. They're up, they're down. They're all around. They're a really great team. Blah, 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 blah. They've got 18 dudes on IR and like 4 dudes from a crack house. They're probably hanging out with Jake from State Farm because they're just struggling right now. Yes, I'm bringing that back to you, Jake, even though you probably have chat. But so forget the Lions. We know about the Lions. The Vikings play really solid defense.
B-Flow.
Oh, it's amazing defense.
And then Justin Jefferson is a silent assassin. If you forget about this dude, you're an idiot. Just whenever you watch one of their games, you're like, oh, yeah, they have Justin Jefferson. He's everywhere. He can't be stopped. He is amazing. And again, I gave Slade credit earlier. I'll give him credit again. He shut Jefferson down. One of the only cornerbacks to do it in recent history. One of the only ones to do it because this kid can't be stopped. Darnold should get signed.
Yeah, he's definitely earned it.
So you can, what's the dude on there? Mayock?
JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, they need.
I mean, look, again,
Mayo? I don't know.
All these Mayo dudes look the same to me. All these
he is certainly Mayo, yes, but you're right. You're right.
they should sign Darnold to a 2-year deal, 3-year deal, and let him sit on the bench and learn and do the love thing because he's cooking right now. And if you could transition from him into somebody who's going to be seasoned,
right?
You've already got the guy who's seasoned. Darnold's already going through the whole, hey, I had to be with the worst franchise in human history, and that is the Jets. I got to go play on the 49ers and learn the system and understand Kyle Shanahan. And now I get to come and play the Shanahan system in Minnesota because they run a very similar system there. So,
yep. And if Darnold balls out, you just trade McCarthy in 3 years.
Exactly.
You just make that move then.
Darnold's 27. He's young.
Like, it's easy.
So that's what you do. But I got my eye on you, Minnesota, because y'all out here
too, right? Nobody talks about him ever.
Jalen's not reading that defense. I'm telling you right now, Brian Flores is disguising things like all year, man. People cannot tell what's happening, and that's our worst possible case scenario is probably going against them in the playoffs.
And their weapons are just as good as the Eagles too.
Hey. They
except for running back, obviously. But
yeah.
They got Hawkinson at tight end. They got Addison as the second receiver. Like they're stacked.
They are a sneaky thing, but it's funny because what's the best division of football, Jason?
Best division in football this year?
Yeah.
Oh, well, probably the AFC North, right?
It is and AFC North, NFC North, right?
Yeah, AFC North.
So,
AFC
Lions,
North.
Packers,
NFC North. You're right.
So
Vikings.
Those are the two, but I'm taking the AFC North because the Browns are giving people the business. They're losing still, but Jameis Winston is a treasure. He's a treat, and I love
Jameis. Yes, I love him.
I think the Bengals are so good too.
And
they
the
just
Bengals are so good, but they're not winning. But they're
Right.
taking people to the brink. So that's why I'm giving the AFC North because they've also got to play each other, which I guess.
Even the Bears are taking teams. They should have been winning the games that weren't.
Yeah.
But Jameis is fun.
Jameis is fun.
Great. Love
I'm
Jameis.
taking AFC North.
Lord, please deliver me from these pick sixes.
I scheduled my Amazon delivery for George W. and it came tonight by 9 p.m. He is a national treasure, and I would kill either one of you to have him be the backup quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. Just so you know, you ain't safe out here in these streets.
Kenny Pickett being the backup is the only thing for a full ass revolt in the city right now.
Oh my God!
Well, I remember the offseason. Now that's something the media is trying to do. What if Kenny Pickett comes in and presses Jalen Hurts for his job? Kenny Pickett going to take his job. You don't understand about Kenny Pickett. He's a number 1 overall pick. Jalen Hurts is a second round pick. That's when I hate
Pickett play. Like, whoops, never mind.
He stinks. That's when I hate the radio media because that conversation was gross. So just to wrap it up with the drama, does anybody remember that nobody's going anywhere next year, no matter what? Because AJ Brown just got paid $100 million in a contract extension, and the quarterback has a no trade clause. So everybody just relax and calm down. They're still friends. They're going to work it out. I believe we have better coaching this year. So any of the issues that we have are going to get fixed. Someone literally just needs to tell Jalen Hurts, I don't care if you throw, not today, this week. After this week, I don't care if you throw 2 interceptions. I need you to let this ball rip. I need you to ball out. And maybe even this weekend, they might need to tell him, like, hey, don't worry about the picks. Just trust your eyes, trust your arm, let it go. Trust AJ, trust Smitty, and give him some balls. So, the Steelers are playing really good football right now. And again, if I were the Bills, I'd lose one more game and let the Steelers have to deal with the Chiefs for me, preferably, or I can see the Chiefs early. Like either way, I'm just not trying to see them in a championship game. I'm trying to get in their bracket so I can see them as early as possible. And that might sound crazy, but you already got to fight the bully anyway. Why wait till tomorrow? Let's get it done after school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
or wait till tomorrow and hope somebody knocks his ass out.
that's what I said. I was like, you got.
They're lucky. I was about to fight them too.
Yeah. This is my year. This is the year.
They lucky Tomlin got a hold of them. They lucky Tomlin got a hold of them.
You don't want that.
I do trust Tomlin's defense against the Chiefs more than I trust the Bills' defense.
It's been a while since Tomlin won a playoff game, though, unfortunately.
It's been
That's
a while
the history with him.
since he had a quarterback.
I know.
And Mr. Unlimited has been playing well.
He is playing well.
And not only that, Tomlin, Mediocre Mike, has been coaching his ass off because now he's using the what's the Taysom Hill effect.
Oh yeah, with Fields.
Oh man, he got Fields in and out, shooting and juking with the running plays and little dump offs. Like they are out here working. What did Case say? What you laughing at?
About
Pickens is out, right?
He's not playing.
Yeah, Pickens is out.
We're already seeing scared.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you know why Pickens is scared? He don't want to get locked up.
Nope.
Locked up, they won't let him out. Like, look, I'm not trying to get on that list at Quinyanamo Bay. No, sir, not me. My ankle hurts. You know what I mean?
It's like they don't have no white slot receivers. Do they? I don't like
Yeah, please, no.
He's like, that shit is crazy.
Yo,
Like,
I tell you what, all I said, like I said, I was like, that was a demographic fight right there. White on white crowd. He was like, look here, brother, I don't want to have to do it to you.
yeah. Really sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Like,
Nice catch, pal.
it doesn't feel right out here doing that to my fellow whites. So yeah, the Steelers. It's so funny how when we beat the Ravens, we're the best team in football,
And then we're not.
and then this week we're just instantly not like.
Because we lost. No, we won a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
James Jones was like,
He's so fake.
oh dude, he was on the Eagles, and he doesn't like doing it because he doesn't like Jalen Hurts. He likes Justin Fields. He's a Justin Fields guy. So
What?
actually, let me play that.
Crazy.
What?
Let me play that last clip. Let me see if I can find it.
Acho is the only one that rides the Eagles harder to get clicks.
Yeah,
I hate him, bro.
and everybody hates him.
Yeah.
He's not an Eagle. He wants to be an Eagle so bad, but he crashed out on the podcast today.
I know.
If you say anything about like, dude, we don't accept you. You're not.
I don't
one of
care.
them.
Yeah, I don't want him.
Levin posts about him yesterday, and then
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, they act like I talk about him all the time. Like all you talk about."
Yeah.
Oh man, why would the quarterback we always like want to beat around the bush? Any other player, he the problem. Straight up. If it's a receiver, it's a running back, if it's a left tackle, if it's a right tackle, whatever, corner,
everything.
he the problem. He getting beat. He the problem. It ain't the pass rush should get there a little bit sooner to help. It ain't none of that. Listen, to win a Super Bowl right now, Jalen Hurts is the problem. Period. The passing game is the problem. Jalen Hurts is his passer. And people are open. If they are going to win a Super Bowl, because they have a Super Bowl caliber roster, if they are going to win a Super Bowl right now, he is the problem.
And then we said it earlier, 1 week earlier.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts always makes the play. Whether it's with his arms, whether it's with his legs, whatever it is, he always makes the play. We've seen this dude get to the Super Bowl on his right arm. We've seen this dude win football games on his right arm. We've seen this dude win a lot of football games without.
Brother, did you know that we can see you?
It was all
That's
good.
crazy.
Oh, right?
Brother,
Like,
did you know that we can see you?
They
Like,
record these.
I mean, look, this is on television,
Yeah.
dude. I got DVR.
On Twitter, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, like come on.
Oh
How
my
embarrassing.
God! It just the flippity floppity is just terrible business. It's
Like-
dirty work, y'all.
And then back to Acho. Last night, Burrow threw that one touchdown pass on the out before Chase ever even looked. Burrow was already throwing that thing. It was a great pass, right? So Acho posted a video. He's like, "This is what Jalen Hurts doesn't do." Like, what? What?
I mean,
That's
yeah,
so weird.
Burrow's pretty freaking amazing. So
Yeah, Yeah, true. But also, like, but why are you going back to Hurts out of nowhere?
yeah.
That's just weird, right? Just post the throw. I'm like, yo, this is what elite quarterbacks
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
So you know, my favorite thing about that is again, it's just the caveat of life of how you do things. There was a great interaction between Shannon Sharp and Dan Orlovsky, where Dan Orlovsky loves Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And Joe Burrow is phenomenal. But Joe Burrow keeps losing games late in close games, right?
Yeah.
So Shannon Sharp's simple statement was, okay, so he has 5 interceptions on game-winning drives. Well, he's got to throw the ball. He's trying to get back in the game. No. 5 interceptions on game-winning drives. We know he's great. We know he's elite. We know he's all world.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't turn the ball over in the last 4 minutes of the game on the drives, Dan Orlovsky. Well, what is he supposed to do? Not turn the ball over there. Like, what are we talking about? Because, again, when you talk about other quarterbacks, you'll say, well, Jalen Hurts got to stop fumbling the ball. Well, he fumbled it in the first quarter of the Super Bowl, and then he came back and had the highest passer rating. No. But he can't fumble it. Okay, I got you. No turnovers. Joe Burrow, 4 touchdown passes, 400 yards, 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter. Well, I mean, he did everything he could. You see, he had the whole team on his back the whole game. It just doesn't make sense because, again, it is a caveat of who do you like? Because Joe Burrow is amazing, but they've lost 5 or 6 games by 3 points. And there's been 5 or 6 games where he's throwing a pick with the last 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. As a quarterback, you can't do that. So when you look at Jalen Hurts and you're saying he was turning the ball over, he stopped doing that, we started winning, and maybe you're going to miss passes because he's sacrificing the possibility of turnovers. Yes, we have to find a middle ground on that. Yes, we will find a middle ground on that. But my goodness, we got the George W.
Can we change the directive for him, you think, to that you can't turn it over in the last 4 minutes, as opposed to like, we don't want you to turn it over all game? Like maybe we need to just tweak the setting a little, like just maybe Hurts misheard it.
Maybe. Another bad thing by both of you, because we did talk the whole show. We did the thing we're supposed to do. But Saquon Barkley is now the rushing leader for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well said.
Congratulations to you. You passed Montgomery. You passed Shady McCoy in the same game. You had 130 yards. And it's just so bad for you because you're so elite that you get those yards and we don't even feel like it matters.
Right.
You don't even feel like it's 130 yards. You get that record and it doesn't even matter because the team played poorly. But congratulations to you, Saquon. Congratulations to the offensive line. Congratulations to Kellen Moore and to Nick Sirianni. Even though I don't like you, but you deserve the congratulations on that. The whole organization does. Shout out to Shady McCoy for being gracious, for being a man, for being upstanding, and giving him a shout out. Also, congratulations to Jalen Hurts for being the first quarterback in history to have 9 wins or 10 wins or 9 wins
Win streaks of 9, right?
In 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Again, something Josh Allen couldn't do. I mean,
why you making my life difficult?
Definitely not Joe Burrow. Definitely not.
Hey, look, no. So, because the Josh Allen thing is the most amazing stat line in the world. When you take out the anything and you just put total touchdowns, yardage, pass completion, like literally that's the freaking shadow box quarterback. You can't tell the difference in the two. But if you've got eyeballs,
That's lie.
you got eyeballs, you know that's Giselle walking out there on the court and not the new and improved Lizzo that's lost a lot of weight.
Oh, damn.
A lot of hits, boy. She done went out there, she done lost a lot of weight. Ozempic. And she looks a lot better than she did. But she ain't no dang gum Giselle. But my goodness, the numbers are so close. It's so insane. But again, unless you're blind, you know how great Josh Allen's playing. So I just like trashing Josh Allen just to poke at Kate and the Bills Mafia, whatever possible, because, again, stat-wise, same dude, but my guy wins more. Eye-wise, that dude, Josh Allen, is a tank. He is a tank of a tank of a tank. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get out of here? Oh, baseball.
Yes, very good point.
Juan Soto?
Oh
we
my
didn't get
God.
Juan Soto.
No, we did not. The Mets did.
I didn't want Juan Soto.
I would have loved to have had Juan Soto, not at $700 billion.
Okay, you got all the money in the world, Harry. You got all the money in the world, and you get to have Ohtani or Juan Soto. Which one do you take?
Well, I mean, Ohtani easily.
I wasn't.
Okay, so
That's not the.
no. That is the thing, right?
If that's what I could choose, I'm getting Ohtani.
Is worth the money.
Yes.
Soto is not.
No. Also, Soto's defense, man. I was in the playoffs. I was watching the playoffs all last season, and I was like, he's in right field. Why are they? And everyone was acting like he should have been making plays that he wasn't. And I was like, he has consistently not. He had good reads on the ball, and there's like the highlights montages of his defense now coming out, being like $700 million for this. Like, he is not a good defender, man. He better keep hitting like Babe Ruth or whatever for the rest of the season.
Hold on, member of the daycare.
Jason, hold on, Jason. Hold on. Harry. Okay.
He's on Met now too, so let me trash him. Anyway, he was a Yankee. So.
That's what
I like it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, he sucks anyway.
When you were dating her, she was a bad bitch.
That's right.
When you break up with her, now she can't.
I was never dating her. In my mind, I was dating her, but not in real life.
Wash clothes. She ain't got no job. All this bad stuff about her. When you was like, what have I been done over here? But that's the first.
Hell yes.
Give me another reason why Ohtani over Soto.
Because he pitches.
I asked Jason.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said another reason.
Shut up, man. I just let you talk.
I just said another.
No, Jason.
Well, there's a multiple.
I want one reason. Harry already took it.
Yeah, I know, because he
Say
pitches.
Yes.
Sure, he opens up the market to the West.
Ooh,
That's the real answer. One, because he pitches, He does 2 jobs. So I'm paying $350 million for the bat, $350 million for the pitching. But what I'm paying for is a loyal allegiance from Japan.
Right.
In Japan, there were more people watching the World Series than all of America. You know why? Because every single television in Japan had it on. If you went to their little Times Square in Tokyo, even the TV screens in the shops had on the World Series and Ohtani. Juan Soto? Ask a Spanish person about Juan Soto. They were like, Juan Soto? My cousin Juan? He don't play the baseball. He work at the Dago Vega. You go get the Soto? The soda or the soda? One
soda.
Nobody care about Juan Soto. He ain't bringing no extra market value. So you gonna go out, people out. This is why New York Yankee fans and New York fans in general are dumb motherfuckers. I'm trusting that. I've already dumb motherfuckers. You have jerseys without the names on the back.
Oh my God.
Why the fuck are you burning his jersey when some other mook is gonna end up with the number on his back? You dumbass motherfucker. And you might have disposable income, you dumb bitches. But so many of y'all were burning them, cutting holes in them, throwing them in the trash, and all I kept thinking was, "Yay, Jacob, keep the fucking jersey." It's so bizarre how stupid you people are. You didn't deserve Juan Soto. You don't deserve Judge. You don't deserve happiness. You are a New York bottom feeder, and now he's going to go play at that trash panda shithole Met Stadium. And I went there, and I felt like I got robbed and molested. It was gross out there. I tell you what. Enjoy it, Juan Soto, because y'all still ain't winning shit. Anywho,
Yankees did sign someone today, though.
I don't care.
Max Fried or whatever.
It helps the Phillies.
Oh, okay. I care.
The Braves pitcher, yep.
All right. Well, I yelled again. Dang, I didn't want the other guys to do that. But I didn't yell at
I was
anybody.
gonna say,
I didn't yell at anybody.
You did a little racial stuff there?
Yeah, I
Things
did.
got a little
Yeah,
spicy at the end.
Oh man, the
One
exciting
soda.
price got me real racist today. So I'm actually gonna clip those and see if I can get some.
White on white crime. That's all it is.
I mean, I'm gonna get the enemies going. But my favorite thing is the people that listen to the audio and they like, or people that listen to audio and they know my name's Owen and they don't know that you two are white.
Yeah.
So they're just like, oh, that's racist. I'm black and they're white though. You know what I mean? We're all Bejanos. You know
We're
what I mean?
covering multiple territories. Yes.
And we got mafia fans out here. We know they all multiple races. The mafia broken tables. They're inanimate objects up there. They cover all the bases. So yeah, baseball's ruined. The money's too high. After 5 years, he can get $805 million if he opts in to stay. And everybody's going to have a Bobby Bonilla on their team getting $1 million.
You just defer for 25 years.
Yes. Yep. And it's so gross and it's so bad for baseball. And I love players getting their money. But at this point, it's just making me sad because it's no good for the sport that I love. Oh, before we get out of here, we'll talk about it again later. Pro golden rule for the at bat, Harry, or no?
No. Don't make baseball gimmicky. It's already it's already too gimmicky with I like the pitch clock and I like the bigger bases. I like that stuff. The game is exciting this year, but it's borderline already. So no, definitely not.
Jason?
Yeah, no, we don't. That'd be cool for like an all-star game or something. I don't need to see it for anything else.
Doing the World Baseball Classic or something like that. You don't need to do it in a real major league game.
You don't want it because then if it's cool, you're like, oh, I don't know.
I know that's right.
So right. It'd be cool to get the Phillies' hottest hitter in the playoffs.
Bryce Harper, throw him in there.
Okay, so both of y'all shut up again. These guys don't know anything about anything. Matter of fact,
you know who we are?
Nope. Let me make it. I just muted them. They can't speak. Let me just go ahead and take care of that. This is going to happen in baseball for one of 3 reasons. We have a commercial break. Coming up after this, we have the Golden Batter brought to you by Papa John's. Money, they're gonna do it. They got the little flashing things coming on, and next thing you know, somebody comes in with the Golden Bat. And secondly, because something else to bitch and complain about for strategy. Imagine you go through your whole game and you don't use the Golden Bat and you lose, and they're like, "Well, why didn't you use it?" And you're like, "I couldn't find a time to use it." Or imagine this: you're in the 3rd inning. And you're the Philadelphia Phillies, and the bases are loaded, and your guy is about to strike out, and it happens to us all the time. We've left so many guys stranded out there on the field, and if you could bring a guy in early and get that run going and get a grand slam and set the world on fire, and then have the team carry away with a George W., it would be amazing. So I'm unmuting your mics now just to let you guys know that it's going to happen. They put those shitty logos on the helmets in baseball, and baseball is already ruined. You're right, Harry. You're right, Jason. All the gimmicks are done, and now you're going to go out there and give me that golden stick. I got the magic stick. I know if I can hit once, I can hit twice. Oh, my God, you can hit twice because they go back up. I'm a genius. Thank you. I'm going to go make a meme out of that.
Yes.
You can follow Jason at IKillSports on Twitter. Harrison's on Twitter, too. Links will be in the bio. You can't follow Kate, but she's a Bills Mafia Nationer, so it's fine. She's usually here every Tuesday. I got to figure out a way to get the chat so they can talk to each other. Maybe I'll get on YouTube more often so you guys can just hang out and talk. But, yeah.
By the way, Golden batted by Golden Corral, not Papa John's. Come on. Come on.
You just gold on gold out here. I think that's, as Goldfinger said, there's too much gold. I like gold.
I love gold.
See, look, I got him.
Damn it. God damn it.
I'm your boy, when did this on AK Black Gritty. Thank you for watching another episode of Gritty Nights. Make yourself useful. Come back next Tuesday, and we are out.
Take a look in my game face. Ain't no stopping me. You know I'm coming in first place. Won't stop it till I get that ring. I'ma dominate all day. No matter who you bring, I will not lose. Yeah.